Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to RBN. Unholy Rome. My friend Kevin right here. We just want to give you guys a nice little sneak peek before the movie actually dropped. I figured since you guys helped me get here, why not, show the base what's going on. It's not going to be too long. It's just a sneak peek. But Kevin, you got anything to say to the people, man?
Well, yeah. I mean, one thing we know that nowadays under crippling capitalism, it's really tough for people. And the last thing we want is for people to not, have access, especially to art or anything because of money. So I think just letting people see the first 7 minutes would just be a nice thing. And, just a chance to check it out. I know we've been talking about it for like 8 months. So it's cool to be able to share with people.
Shout out to Ron for having us on the show earlier to talk about it. Of course, we got to push it some more. We almost sold out. So if you guys want to buy a ticket, you can buy a ticket at WriteBrain TV.com. We're gonna have links all through the comments and whatnot. So if you can, at first the tickets was $15, but I did take them down for everybody to be able to purchase them. If not, everybody put in $1, and like Kevin said, y'all all can watch together in one household or on one TV. Thank you, Angela, for buying a ticket. Yeah, because this is the start of something beautiful, and like we said before, we want to continue with this. We want to continue with a part 2, if it's possible, a sequel, if it's possible. But if this don't do as well as we expected it to, then that's probably out of the question. So, yeah. But thank y'all for even letting us get this far. Helping us out. It's been a hell of a ride.
Well, I would say one thing. I mean, one thing I hate about film is like it's a film business, and I hate the business part of it. But the only way to keep making stuff in this like system that's only built for corporations to pump shit out is to break even. I mean, if we just break even, we can go film another one, and it's just about trying to at least get the money back you started with, so you can go. If we break even and have it, that's great. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Like even if we break even, that's all it's about. We trying our best. Independent media, this is an independent channel. He got an independent streaming service, and this is we coming together to try our best to uplift each other. And excuse me 1 second. Make sure our pages live long and live strong, because a lot of people, they get these platforms and they just drop off the face of the earth like really fast, especially when it comes to local or independent.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in your world too, probably the same. I mean, there's so many snakes and people who don't really want to see people around do better, but so it's great to be able to come together and, with 2 separate entities and come together to create something, with good intention of just trying to lift each other up,
Yeah, that's all it's about, man. That's what we socialists do. That's what it's about. And that was one of my main focuses, was change the face of capitalism, change the name, and how people look at capitalism in America, and especially in Black communities, because they have been trying to keep us away from socialism. They have been trying to keep us away from tapping into what we could do for our community and for our people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've never seen anybody kind of toe the line the way you do between pretty extreme stuff that would make, the average person maybe say, whoa, but then so much of it that they end up saying, actually, I completely agree with like 98% of what he just said. It's like you're able to kind of make it palatable, things that I think are a little uncomfortable for people initially, for sure.
Yeah, you got to catch their ear. A lot of people don't hear you until you actually scream at them. You can, my grandfather was an activist. Once he got freed and whatnot, Black people have been saying these things for generations, and it seemed like we are only heard when we scream. So that's what I do to catch your attention. If that's what I have to do to catch your attention, then that's what I'm going to do. Once I have your attention, I'm going to try my best to keep your attention, because you can't. One thing you can't do is rebuttal reality. You can't rebuttal reality. And once the truth is out there, you can compare their lives to what's going on right now, what happened in the future. Inflation, wages, job wages, et cetera. You're going to pay attention, because this is what's happening right now. This is why I am so mad right now. And one of the reasons why you are not pissed off, one of the reasons why you're not mad, is because this capitalist society have kept you away from education, and kept you away from the best education that you can get. Because it's kind of like most of these religious people, they go to these high priced religious schools, and what is it, like 6 out of 10 of them become atheists. So this is how it is. Once we living in this capitalist society, and you actually learning what is a capitalist, what makes a capitalist society, what makes the capitalist society run. And if you read on to it, you read between the lines and all that bullshit that they fed you, you're like, yeah, this is some bullshit. I'm not a capitalist. I don't know if I'm a socialist yet, but I'm not a capitalist. It's the same cycle that you're optimistic, and all you people losing your faith do. Because this is faith based, but having faith in a society like this, where we need slavery in order for it to prosper. You need faith in some shit like that. That is always going to work.
I feel like they indoctrinate them in the schools, especially the wealthy, more elite schools. I mean, I remember what I was taught about Mao and Stalin and all this. Anything associated with communism when I was growing up is always the numbers. Oh, he killed 3 million people, and you don't question when you're a kid. You're like, oh, that's not America. So like when you're young, and when you get older, you're like, why would anybody who is trying to overthrow a former fascist capitalist leader just want to kill a bunch of their own people? And it's just as you get older, it's like Santa Claus. It just doesn't make any sense anymore, and you start to read between the lines. And then, I mean, I think that for me, like when I played the movie, I mean, usually my films are pretty extreme, so I usually show them to my mom, who's like a good, like, she knows nothing about a lot of this stuff, and I mean, her jaw dropped. Some of the stuff you're saying, her jaw dropped, but then she watched a little more, and she was kind of nodding her head, and it's like that's the kind of the power you have, though. I mean, you're the only person I know that can say some of the stuff you say and still get someone's ear who probably was initially disgusted. You know how to just bring them back in, without kind of, I'm sure you scare some people off, but I think
lots.
But
I'm scared of people off that know that I want a better society, and they want to milk this society. They want to milk the people for what they can get. That's why they like, oh no, we can't have a revolution. I'm almost a millionaire. Like,
oh yeah, as soon as revolution becomes a reality, like you're the first person I met that talked about it less abstract. Like a lot of YouTube channels, oh, we need a revolution, but like once they thought, oh, we might get one, they start to backpedal pretty quick. It's like, oh, we can't do that. We got to put Democrats. Like, yeah, because if there was a revolution, you probably would be useless. You'd be digging a ditch or where, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have much of a place. So it's like, of course they don't want a revolution. Why would the crystal balls of the world want a revolution?
Kyle Kalinski's and these people are like, I had to explain how these people are capitalists, how we are still stuck in the same spots. A lot of us are worse off than when we first was introduced to Kyle Kalinski's, Crystal Balls, and David Doyle, et cetera, et cetera. Their life have gotten better. They made money off of your misery, you know what I'm saying? Off of your ignorance. They made money. They made a living off of it, and they done nothing with that money but gotten rich. And like with the platform I have now, like I was explaining to somebody, everybody in RBN has a bigger platform than me. If we're talking about Twitter, even YouTube Spaces, et cetera, but we all still use our base for the people, for our base. If I had a base as big as Kyle Kalinski's, as big as Crystal Balls, if I had money like that, then you will see a lot of things change around in our community. You will see a lot of money, a lot of jobs being built in our communities, but we're not there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if we're ever going to get there, but I know if I do, I know what to do and what not to do. I'm looking at these people now because there is no reason why, these people aren't using their people to get on the ground. Like even if Kyle Kalinski isn't into meeting people on the ground and mutual aid, he has enough money to pay people to take care of people. He has enough money to build centers, clinics around neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, make sure people get condoms and clean needles, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a difference, and I'm gonna use my base like this forever because it shows people that you don't need 1 million followers. You don't need $1 million in order to travel the country, take care of people, spread your propaganda, et cetera, et cetera. All you need to do is just be passionate about it and just want change for real. Want change, you know what I'm saying? Not money, not a career, because the life that I'm living, it doesn't last long. Even the police is gunning for me now. People like me don't last long. But while I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can to show you how lazy these people truly are, and how much they actually despise you, how much you can actually get done if y'all took all those years watching TYT, Kyle Kalinske, and spent them on the ground. How much time was actually wasted,
I mean, with the reach they have, all of them collectively. I mean, just even if 10% or 1% of the people that follow them. But here's the thing: the only thing they'll ever try to get anyone to show up for is one of their shitty live shows. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you ever see them saying to come out for. They never say go out to your local shelter. It's like we're doing a live show. Like they don't do any other kind of activism though. I'm speaking about more the Kalinskis and stuff like that. There's a lot,
and even people like Vosh and it's a couple of them that their cop out is I give to charity. You can give to charity. I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but how far does that charity go? Who's the owner of that charity? Like we are, if you call yourself a socialist, you should know, you should be educated enough to know that a lot of these, if you call yourself a socialist, you should know a lot of these capitalists actually run, and these things are just ways to wash money for tax write-offs, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, you can give to charity. I donate to charity, but I also donate my mind, body, and soul, my blood, sweat, and tears. And if you can't at least give one of those three, then I don't believe that you're serious about the revolution. It's easy to throw money at the problem and say, be gone, be fixed. But has that ever happened? No, we need a whole overhaul. We need to work on building a new system, because even if we do throw money at, like, people want to just throw money at black people now. They want to throw reparations at us without fixing a white supremacist system, without derailing the white supremacy that's rotted in our systems. Black people are still going to be stuck in the same place because you did nothing for them but throw money at them. And we're still in debt. We're still sick. We're still some of the sickest people in this country. We're going to give our money right back to these people, and that's the plan. That's what they want. And we're going to end up powerless again because nothing was done to actually fix our system. So if you really want to fix something, you don't look at something and just throw money or your fame at it. You got to give it your all. You got to give it your all. And we know it's not going to change overnight. We know we're not just going to go in and do a Tea Party type of deal, type of thing. But if you just sit there and don't move at all, then it's going to stay the same. But yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that the interesting thing is when we started doing this project, I think I told you it was crazy because I wasn't that familiar with your network. I'd seen a little bit on, but we're not on Twitter. But I was, for some reason, I was watching an episode of Tim Black's show, but I was starting to get kind of sick of that whole side of the left. I was actually starting to stop watching YouTube shows. This was like when we first met, and I was like, man, they don't do anything except talk. And then that's when he started talking about you, and then I looked you up, and then I went from like, fuck Tim, dude. And then I started because what I saw was like action. I started thinking like, yeah, you don't need to go through a middleman. You could literally just round up money and go give it to people directly. And that's when we started doing the thing in Kensington. It's like I could just click a link and donate some of WriteBrain's money to Kensington, where I could make survival packs, know what's in them, and know that they got delivered to the homeless. And so like it's just a different kind of thing. Doing the direct action just takes a little extra work. But remember during George Floyd how many scams were going. In a capitalist system, you're going to have people who are just going to take advantage. I mean, there was a lot of money just siphoned right off the top for fake activism. It would have been better to just go out there, or if you knew someone nearby, try to get some money there directly. So I think that's one of the things I learned from your network was direct action. I mean, I'd heard of it, but they make it so easy. You just click a button. You don't have to put any sweat in. And it feels so much more rewarding when it got to the destination.
Yes, because you can give to Red Cross, you can give to Blue Shield, you can give it to all these people. They billionaires. You never know where your money is actually going. You don't know if the money have been laundered and touch through tens of thousands of evil people's hands. It normally never gets to the bottom. And as a socialist, you should know that, because trickle down economics, and if you're giving to charity, this is what you are giving to the people. Trickle down economics. You are throwing money at the problem and promising them, like, hey, it's going to get to you. I promise it's going to get to you. But do it ever really get to the people? Probably a couple of dollars here or there. They probably throw a couple of new mats on the ground for a homeless shelter or whatnot. But at the same time, we turn around, the owner is driving a new Benz. They got a new house. They got a new woman. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole new family. But that's how it goes. It never comes down to the people. And if you want to give to charity, you can. But I would focus on actually saving your money, building an organization. Or if organization isn't your thing, if you don't find yourself on the front lines, and you can build for other people. Like I got tent clinics, or you can do the bench things that I do. But it's always something to do that would directly help the people, not waiting on some other man to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? You can take care of your people directly with your own hands. I'm telling you, it feels so much better. You get a satisfaction, a high from it, and you just keep the ball rolling. You keep the ball moving. But it feels so much better than just being like, because I feel like charity is like I had explained this to my brother JB, and thank you for being here, man. I know you fatigued.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I was gonna say, I hope I don't look like,
I said this, like, somebody giving to charity is like. I said this, like, somebody giving to charity. I'm sorry. It's like it's like a thesis saying they're gonna pray for me. Yeah, okay, thank you, but I need help now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through troubles now, and I don't know when that prayer is actually going to reach your God's ear to return back to me in a form of a, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it just don't work like that.
Yeah, but that's kind of where we're at now, which is why I think you and I kind of fell in line. Is like we're at a precipice right now where like just being a YouTube commentator ain't enough, which is why I take issue with some of like the Vanguard. So it was like you can't just be like, this is my art and this is how I help. You got to really, everybody can fucking give. Everybody can go out to the nearest homeless shelter. There's no excuse. Like we make films, and we make films always about people that aren't us, that have it worse than us. And that's a great thing to do. Don't get me wrong, making films, opening people's eyes up. But I enjoy making films. It doesn't mean I'm off the hook and I don't have to actually do the hard work and go out, drive to Kensington and give out survival packs. You got to do both.
Because I've been in their neighborhoods. I was in their neighborhoods multiple times, and I have yet to see any of these political commentators or any of these other YouTubers on the ground. That's what really separates us. And I really, I really be targeting the areas because I want to see what's actually going on. I want to see if these people, if I can just walk around your neighborhood and see you say, see if you're saying what you do. Because I get a lot of haters. People be like, I live out here. I help the people. I'm in DSA. I go see their DSA chapter. It's empty. Nobody is on the ground but the homeless people. Nobody is helping people but the homeless people. Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? You got thousands of fans. You get thousands of viewers. It makes no sense for you not to put that shit back to where it belongs in the hands of the people. But that's the thing. That's the difference between a revolutionary and a careerist. Because I know my job isn't going to last long. My job isn't going to last long. Either you guys are going to get so smart and to the left of me that there wouldn't be no need for Rome anymore, or a revolution is going to happen and there will be no need for Rome yelling, talking about we need a revolution anymore. So I know my job doesn't last long, or the police going to come and get my ass, but it all depends.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. We need you, Rome. I'm hoping not.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all right, man. The police, they know I'm a threat out here now. They see me building a care party. They see people was actually, listening to me, and we putting fear in their hearts. We putting fear in their hearts, letting people know that you're already dead. Like I explained in the movie, you are already dead. So what you should be afraid of? There's nothing you should be afraid of. They have your life written out how they wanted it before your mother had given birth to you. So why should you be afraid to give this life for another one? It's not about this life as a revolutionary. This life isn't about us. It never was about us. Even the day we was born, we was destined to build. We was destined to kill. We was destined to heal. We was destined to teach. And with all that do, we're gonna leave something behind. But what do you leave behind? Do you leave destruction? Do you leave liberation? You know. So
I'll say this too, and I mean, maybe it's the LSD I ate when I was younger, but maybe it's just the way my mind thinks. But communism, socialism actually is much more in line with what scientists believe we are molecularly. I mean, the good examples, like if you're watching a boxing match, the boxer, the audience, and the mat are all one. They're all molecularly one. I mean, we as the human eye can't see it because we go nuts, but really, if you were seeing it as it exists in space on a molecular level, all of those things are one being. We are all one, experiencing it from different vantage points. I see through these eyes, you see through those eyes, but we are all connected on a molecular level. And I think when capitalism is essentially a being trying to kill itself, trying to eat itself alive, all fighting for their scraps as one. And I think that's socialism and communism, the idea of one collective being working as one collective being. And I think that capitalists have convinced us through indoctrinating people in schools and this and that that's the way to live your life, and to do the rat race, the lottery.
Like I said, we are socialists by birth, man. We are socialists. You can go up to a little kid right now. What do you want? I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to have this. I want everybody to have that. And then, as you grow up, you gotta suffer through all the propaganda and all the unteachings of love that was given to you by birth, and they force capitalism on you. And this is why even the grown-ups, we know what we want at heart, so even some of the conservatives, they want better housing, they want better schooling, they want better socialist programs for their communities. But when you say socialism, when you put it like that, then they like, oh, what'd you say? You know what I'm saying? It becomes a buzzword. And it really saddens me, but I probably wouldn't have it no other way, because it gives me a reason to do what I'm doing now, to teach, go hard as I can, not be apologetic to the ways the world is, because if the world's unapologetic to me, then why should I treat it with kid gloves? But we can thank y'all. We got 100 and something viewers right now. I think that's good enough. 118 viewers. I'm gonna do my CJ. like the stream, y'all. We're gonna be doing a sneak peek just for y'all. So if you're on the stream right now, do not share. Just like the stream. This is just a sneak peek in between us and whoever else is gonna watch it after. If you didn't catch it live, you just didn't catch it live. But Kevin, if you're gonna
yeah, we're going to show you the first, 6 or 7 minutes of it. And I mean, anyone that's watching, we're trying to sell this out. Just do us a favor. Just tell anyone if you happen to catch the live and you like what you saw, word of mouth is definitely the best way. But let me first, hold on a second. Never did this before. So, all right. Can you see my screen? Wait, nope.
Don't forget to click audio.
Yeah.
And when you click play, mute your microphone.
Okay, when I click play, mute my microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, entire screen. All right, just tell me if you can see this. Oh, wait, I got it. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out to my brother Nick. It's my brother Nick's birthday. Somebody said we should reply to Vosh. I think Nick replied to Vosh. I really don't do those kind of things, but I'm gonna say this. Thank you for, what I'm saying, thank you for the publicity. Thank you for mentioning us, because, it was one of the, when RBN first started, it was almost impossible to ignore us. Notice I said almost, but now we are the elephant in the closet. We're lumped in with all of these other white media podcasters, right? So now we are too big to ignore. They have to say our name, you know what I'm saying? They have to say something to us now. And after we didn't kill Jordan, we didn't kill Michael, we didn't went after David Dole, all of these. This is just the TYT ladder. They're just sending their lackeys at us.
Yeah. Vanguard is like the last
Yeah, Vanguard,
Henchmen, dude.
it's just a TYT ladder. This is just their lackeys. And once we get up there, once once we get, next year, I'm pretty sure Cenk Uygur is going to be calling us out by name also. So I don't really look at all these people saying our name as a bad or a good thing. I'm just going to say thank you for the publicity, for introducing a whole bunch of kids, because that's who watch Vosh, to our channel, so they can get a real education on what Black liberation really looks and sounds like. How to I'm saying, actually open up their ears to a real education on politics and on how things work, and not just feeding on vibes. So I would say thank you for, for sharing your platform, and hopefully we can grab some of those minds before you turn them into school shooters.
On that note, I'll try it again. I think it kicked me out. I think I'm good now. Let me try this. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yep, I see it down there. Okay.
All right. So when I press play on the movie, you want me to just mute my?
Yep, make it bigger. Can you make that bigger? Yep, there we go. I'm going to remove us from the thing, and Kevin, I don't think you click share your audio. Try to reshare this again and reshare your audio. It's a little bitty box at the bottom. It's going to say share your audio also. Share your audio. Yeah, just click off of this and share your audio. It's going to be a little bitty box. So click out of that. Stop sharing. Just stay. Click to stop sharing. Yep. Nope. Stop sharing. Stop screen. Yep. Right there. All right. So reshare it. And make sure you share your audio. But it's gonna be a great weekend, y'all. And I'm a couple days sober. Let's see if I can do this.
Wait, when you said to mute though, you're saying mute this chat box. You're saying you said to mute something.
Like once you're done sharing your screen, when you click share screen, it's gonna say, do you want to share your audio too? It's gonna be a little box at the bottom. And
Okay.
you click that. That's when you can do that.
Yeah, I didn't get that box, but I muted my computer. So don't mute anything.
No, not yet. No, you should be good.
Yeah, I think this will work. All right, I'm gonna start it again then.
Let's
All
see.
right. All right. Jesus Christ. All right, ready?
There we go.
What is wrong with you guys? Take yourself back. Do you know how many fucking guns we got just on this block alone? We outgunned the police departments, sitting here watching our people die off. It's murder. Even our gangbangers, because we have to keep in touch with our killers. They keep in touch with their killers. Their killers get badges. Their killers get, ranks in their militaries and armies. Our killers get prison. So it's time to build our military and make sure our killers know how to actually aim their guns and know who the real target is, because it's easy to take me out. Like I always tell you guys, the only vote that we should be doing, especially Black and brown communities, is who gets the guillotine next. You're never going to be afloat. Why would they put you afloat? If you are afloat, then you can't work for me. If you are afloat, you can't fill my prisons. If you are educated, how can I get you to fight my wars? What the fuck? So when I say death to America, I really mean death to America. You guys want to know a secret? Change is possible. And no, I'm not talking about for society or about communism or any of that. I'm talking about you. It's possible. And a lot of people, who's in my circles, they ask me, how did I actually, become who I am today? And how did I change? And do the people actually believe or forgive? And I remember this saying that my mama used to always tell me: you become who you are around. And with the many faces and the man that I became many men in this one lifetime. Rome took a bullet out my dad's head, so he kind of named me after him. Growing up in these blocks, it was, the mother and the father in the home, and sometimes a mother can just make it off of one check. But it started to get harder on people. We started seeing people disappear or going to the military, the army, or prison system, and they just never come back the same. So there is no wrong way of protesting. Everybody has a fight in a revolution, right? What's that word? Charge? Yep, this the gas station I do my gas runs at. I would do a gas run today, but I'm fucking broken. I didn't do no fundraising this morning, so I had a long morning. I had a late night and a long morning, so look at my dude helping people out. I told you I was gonna be here with my team. How y'all doing? That's my boy. You know, we go hand in hand. I'm ready to do my gas giveaways. He ain't got no problem with me standing up here. You know what I'm saying? Helping the people out. Like, man, it's all cool. He let me smoke my weed in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And smoke my weed. You know, it's all love. Man. Oh shit, that's probably too much. Let me get $2 on 3. I got a little gas can trying to cut this damn yard. Here. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. You know, we're gonna show the hood some love, man. That's what we do. Commies cuts. We're gonna be going around cutting lawns, people, trees, bushes, whatnot. Everything for free. Everything for free. But this it's not for people who's trying to take advantage of it. And if you have a man at home, no.
Rolling. We're rolling now.
I'm in Rome when I was alone.
Stop it right there.
I like it so far, man. I ain't see that first part. I didn't see that first part because I know I just put that up on Twitter not too long ago. So I remember somebody just did another try to cancel me again, and I had put that video out. But yeah, that wasn't on State Fair. That was on 7 Mile and Hayes. That was 7 Mile and Hayes. But we did some shit on State Fair. We did some shit on Mac Ave, 7 Mile, 6 Mile. We was all around the east side, man. We was really showing the hood some love. But it was nice, man. It was nice.
Yeah, we the fun part about documentary over like narrative film is you can mix newsreel, you can mix a lot of stuff. And when you said I could have access to your stuff, and I went through your whole timeline. I mean, I went deep. I worked on this for 8 months, and I thought that really encompassed a lot of who you are. You have a lot of different sides to you. You're really funny, and you can be very charismatic. I like everyone. There's a dark side. There's the activist side. There's like a very multifaceted. So when I saw that clip, to me, that was the perfect kind of way to kick it off, because you do wear a lot of faces, like a lot of people do, but you're at least open about it. And I think that, yeah, I mean, you're a very complex person. I think I
think once you figure out, once you are really trying to grow with people, build organizations, and you talk about taking over America and shit like that, you have to be open with your people. You can't hide what you were. You can't hide the hate that you that you have given people, that the hurt that you have put people through. You cannot hide that, because it always will come back, and that's why I take care of the people that I'm hurting now. And if I'm not directly helping the people that are hurt, I'm indirectly helping their families. Like we had the whole little speech about gangbangers, and I talked about taking care of them, taking care of their mothers, taking care of their neighborhood, so they won't have to go out, sell drugs, you know what I'm saying? Do what they got to do just to make ends meet. Take care of your people, and they have another reason to kill. I'm not saying that killing is a good thing. I'm saying that we have killers, and let's use them for good things. Killers are a part of life. Death is your biggest part. It's the biggest part of your life. It's the biggest part of your life. So I want our people to actually know, actually have something else to fight for, actually have something, actually know how to point their guns at their targets, or if not their guns, their microphones, their cameras, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever it is that you have in your hands to fight. But I just want people to fight. I want people to fight I want people to do better. I said on the stream a couple of days ago, I said it was going to be a fight. I never said we was going to win. You know, I never said we was going to win. I said there was a fight. Would you join? And it don't matter if we win or lose. The history books will show that we fought. The history books will show that we fought. No matter how much they try to whitewash them, no matter how much they try to lie to us or lie to our people, we know the truth. Our people know the truth. Our name will live forever. This is why we still speak on the words of Fred Hampton. We speak on the words of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, revolutionaries today, because they never died. Their body just left us, but their teachings, their spirit, their love, their grace, even their hate is still with us today. And their death was the biggest part of some of our lives. It was the biggest part of their life, but it was definitely a bigger part of some of our lives, especially seeing how leaders come and go now. I'm not saying I'm ready to kick the bucket, but I won't be surprised when that day come. I just won't. You know, how far do you think you're going to go building a militia and openly talking about doing shit, you know what I'm saying, and coming up with plots? You won't last long, but as long as that word is out there, they can't stop that shit. It's out there in the air. It's out there on the internet. It went in one nigga air. It went out and went in somebody else's air, et cetera, et cetera. The word will be there. And I think as long as we stay strong and true to what we believe in, what we believe the fight is, you know, nobody can take this away from us. That's why I don't hold back now. I don't hold back because why should I when they don't hold back about the person they think I am, about the person, about where they want me and where they think I should be, you know? And that's let me stop rambling.
No. I mean, you made a lot of good points. I'm going to try to backtrack those. A couple things. No one's ever condoning killing, but people, we know they're a product of their environment. What's interesting though is if you go overseas to the Middle East as a military person, you get paid for life and lifetime of trauma, but you end up killing people and you're a hero. But if you're killing somebody just to survive, I mean, killing's never okay. Let me preface that. It's just interesting how you have the valor and the heroism if you're killing people for imperialism. If you're under their leash, if you're part of their army.
That's why I always lead with that. Like that's one of my main things with building for my revolution is you will be rewarded. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't like we're not just sitting here taking each other out. We're not here hurting each other. If we was to point out they're poisoning the black community, they poisoned Flint. Who poisoned Flint? Who poisoned Flint? Them right there. Hey.
I mean,
is that not a hero? Is that not a hero? And we gotta look at it like that. We can't look at it like taking a life. You gotta look at it like saving lives. Who are these people hurting? Who are these people killing? How much money are they holding back? How much resources are they holding back from communities that actually need it? And if you look at it like, as saving people and not taking lives, I think you will have a better understanding of what being a killer actually means. See, you can be a killer for capitalism. That's easy. You get a gun, you get a badge, you get to go overseas, you get this and that. But when you're a killer for the revolution, then that's a whole nother ball game,
I mean, I know you've been homeless. I've been homeless. I mean, you're from Detroit. I'm outside Philly. I mean, how many people are going to freeze to death in the wintertime because of capitalism? How many people are going to die of lack of food, lack of access to healthcare? Those are killers.
We get mad if the homeless people just all routed up all the landlords and just. I'm just saying, that's the type of shit that'll help us. That's the type of shit that'll help us. But landlords kill people every day. They would throw you out in the middle of the snow with your children. So I think I think what we have been conditioned to do is love our enemies to the point to where we just don't hit back. You know what I'm saying? Love their neighbor to the point to he's fucking your wife and you're not even doing nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, whoa. I think they got us obedient. They made us so obedient to them, their system, these ways, money. A lot of us are beat down to where we like, all right, man, I don't even want to do this no more. But I want to put that. I want to put that spark back in people. I want to light their chair on fire. Put, you know what I'm saying? If I can't set your chair on fire, I'm gonna stick a barbecue fucking. I'm gonna stick a barbecue pit chimney picker up your asshole on fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get people.
Resuscitate people, man. Trying to wake them up, man. I mean, you kind of have to at this point. I think the tide's turned. I mean, we talked about it since Bernie. This is not 2016 anymore. The old, like, you know, watching YouTube clips and going up to a rally. I mean, I don't think that's enough anymore. If you really are seeing how desperate people are right now, I think that's way out of step with how, you know, especially after COVID, just how bad it's gotten. And I think that I think you're in line with most people. I think the people that are scared of some of the stuff that you're saying are probably the people that aren't really doing too bad right now. I mean, I think it's a bit of a litmus test, because if you're really suffering like the working classes, then this shouldn't be that surprising to you. I mean, if this was any other country, you know, Fidel Castro would be buying a yacht from Florida and loading up with guerrillas and just taking it by force, you know, because how many people suffered under Batista, you know? I mean, the thing that the U.S. has in its pocket is Hollywood, the education system. They're able to play the capitalism card and say you have a free society while doing all the things they accuse communist countries of doing, like the school systems and teaching a false history and using films to brainwash people. Hollywood is the most propaganda based. I watch a lot of Chinese stuff. I watch a lot of North Korean stuff. You go to WriteBrain TV, we got North Korean films. I've seen a lot of Cuban stuff. I've seen films from all over the world over the last 100 years. And the U.S. is the worst propaganda I've ever seen. Top Gun, they were literally signing people up in the theater to join the military. I mean, you can't get more.
That inspire you. You should go do this in real life. Yeah. That shit not like in real life. And this is the thing, like they feed people that the Americans go all across this earth and think that they are the main character. And that's why they get their ass wiped out. That's why they get their ass killed. Because you going over there like you don't know these people. You don't know, you know what I'm saying, the backgrounds or the areas and whatnot. That's why a lot of us, when it comes to, well, I ain't gonna say like we had took advantage of a lot of countries that didn't have the armies that we had, firepower that we had. But when we face countries that have firepower or just the willing to fight, we always get our asses kicked because these motherfuckers go in there with that movie mindset, like, oh, I'm just here. No, you about to get your ass smoked.
Look at Vietnam, man. Look at Vietnam. I mean, way out on technology wise, and they just couldn't stop them. I mean, they do a stalemate with one of the most powerful militaries in the world. I mean, Ho Chi Minh, I mean, he didn't have those kind of resources, but he had a lot of loyalty, and they were actually fighting for something they really believed in against the people who were fighting for just because they were sent there to do it. You know, it was the will of the spirit against just, you know, hired guns basically. And I think that's really why they were able to put a fight up. Yeah. I mean, Hollywood's relationship with the worst or the darkest forces in America goes way back before the CIA. When it was the Pinkertons, you had like the FBI was involved with film, all those old crime movies, and they'd had like the disclaimer. That's why Scarface and all those old ass movies always ended with like the main character getting murdered, because that was the FBI. They didn't like happy ending crime movies. They didn't want anyone to think there's any possibility that could go well for you. So every movie that time period ends with like the lead getting in the 20s, the lead just getting smoked, you know, shot up. And like Scarface, Public Enemy, they all end with like brutal death. And it's because the FBI actually used to come in and force them to change the endings and stuff. So Hollywood has always been grooming people in its own way. And like what I think is crazy is you have all these YouTube channels, some that used to be kind of more on the left, but they're always talking about like indoctrinating in schools and stuff. I think the with trans stuff, I think the real indoctrination in schools is capitalism and imperialism is
really, like we got so much stuff to worry about that's in schools right now, like the military industrial complex, the police, and false teachings, you know what I'm saying? Whitewash history. That's what you should be, that's what you parents should be focused on. But then again, we're speaking to the lead paint eating generation, so I don't expect too much from boomers. You know, boomers are going to do what they're going to do. Overall, not all boomers, I should say, but overall, that generation is either bad or not speaking up enough. You know,
dude, that generation sadly sold out, man. Like you look at the like a lot of those counterculture figures, even the guys involved in the Chicago 7, like one went to work for Macintosh or whatever, like they all sold out. That's one of the reasons Abby Hoffman committed suicide, which conveniently they took out of that Netflix movie. They're like, we're not showing that. The truth is he committed suicide because he said everyone sold out. by the 80s, all of his friends had sold out and he hung himself. He's like, there's no anti-war movement left. There's no nothing. All the people he was in court with, except for Fred Hampton, essentially became their parents. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of sad the boomer generation was an anti-war movement and they've completely sold out. Now they just willingly vote for the war machine. They've got kids and they've convinced themselves that they're, you know, it's them above all, you know?
I remember I made one of my neighbors mad back when I was a teenager. I was like, man, y'all sold us out to say stay off my grass.
It's true.
Like, that's all you did. Ain't nothing happened for the black community. We're not going to be able to buy no house after this. You sold us out for a lawn. You know, and it's crazy. We still going through this shit, but we're gonna make a change because if don't nobody do it, ain't nobody gonna do it. If I feel like as far as what America's falling, crumbling, we have another economic power, more economic powers growing, superpowers growing, taking over America, shit like this. Dude, if we don't get this shit right, it would never be right, man. It's never gonna be right. These people are gonna take what's left and they're gonna leave, and we're gonna be sitting here fighting each other, fighting for scraps instead of worrying about building. And see, the thing is, they have deprived us of so much education that they don't even believe that we can build after something like that happen. After a crash, like let's say the empire crashes, they haven't taught us. They haven't taught people like they used to. Oh, you're gonna be engineer. You're gonna invent things and this and that. We don't have no new inventors. We don't have no new. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even know if we can survive after some shit like that. And it's all by design. You know, even Ronald Reagan pushed back against having a smart proletarian. You don't want these people too smart. You don't want them to raise up, and you don't want them to do good without you. You know what I'm saying? Without your power. You want them to come back. You want them on welfare.
I mean, think about it. They gutted civics for a reason, man. You used to have to learn civics, which was a class where you just learn your rights. And I forget if it was Nixon. I forget who got rid of civics, but he was like, nah, we're not teaching that in school anymore. You don't need to know your rights. I mean, you used to have a class that just taught you what you could do, what you get away with. And they stripped that quickly, man. I mean,
they had woodshop class in public schools for a while. And it was like, what? Black people learning how to build shit, bullshit. Take that shit out of there. We took the pools, we take the schools, and that's exactly what they did. They took everything. You know?
Yeah, we used to have a woodshop class. The funny thing is, when I was in school, you were taught to go get an education, go to college, and get a good job. And then turned out all the people that went to tech school that they tried to act like were the dummies, those kids actually got jobs. Yep. They learned a skill. They learned a craft. It's like the Hegel's master-slave dialectic. Like the masters, the person without skill is really the slave because they don't really, they can't even take care of themselves. They can't build. They can't create. They can't find food. They can't cook. Like in a way, they're a slave to themselves. You know what I mean? They can't exist without somebody else. But all the people.
That's why I'm warning the people in tech. I'm warning the people in tech. If y'all don't find another country to get the fuck on to, your job is in jeopardy. I don't see America coming back. Like all this tech, we do have a lot of technology that we are building on, working on right now. A lot of that shit is funded from the outsides. They're going to take that shit with them, and you're going to be out of a job. Your skill is not going to be needed anymore because we're going to be worrying about really rebuilding. I'm not going to say we're going to go back to 80s Windows and dial up. No, it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Wi-Fi. I'm pretty sure it's going to have a hell of a toll. The tech companies going to take a hell of a toll. And if we're looking at the tech companies now, all of them are laying off more than 10% of their people. You can say they're getting ready for a fall or a crash or wherever the fuck it is. But let that be a warning. Let that be a warning that, you know, damn, what did I say? They took out wood shop and gave you computer. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to actually want to work with your hand. Not saying that working on computers is bad. Some people aren't able to build. Some people aren't able to do this and that. I'm just saying for the kids that could, they just took that whole opportunity away, and now they got them under their whim. So like a kid like me, perfect example, my best friend Gary at the time, we was in 6th grade. I used to help build houses. He was a computer nerd. I didn't know how to do this type of stuff. You know, I still don't know how to do this type of stuff. He don't know how to build anything. Like he don't know how to do none of that stuff. And sometimes he called me can you get this water out my sink. It's just a P trap. I'm looking at it as a small thing. He looking at it as a big thing. I'm like, dude, maybe you should have been in a woodshop class with me. Like, but
I'm pretty much fucked because I look the part, but I don't know anything about fucking barely know how to use computers, and I don't know how to build. So it is time for me to. Yeah, I need to get out there and try to learn how to do that stuff for yourself. I think right now the commodities to be able to do things that actually have value. Big tech has, a little bit of value, but it's not a necessity. We can survive without it. But being able to grow your own food, being able to make your own clothes, these kinds of things I think are always going to be needed. I feel like those tactile things that existed before all this, back when our great ancestors were in the cave. Really going back. Those things are just as crucial as they were. I didn't
go back to a form of trade with communism and socialism. We're going to have to go back. We're going to have to go backwards to go forward, because all of these things that we have right now, we have unlearned so many natural ways of living, so many natural ways of giving, and even our drugs. Like, we're going to have to go back, man. We're going to have to really, really redo this whole system. It's going to suck. It's going to be a hell of a fight, but it has to happen, because I'm not leaving my kids. I'm definitely not leaving my grandson to this shit.
That's the most frustrating thing, is it's really hard to get. Americans are so used to the quick fix, with everything, like you said, kind of goldfish. That's how they've been conditioned through, the sort of goldfish brain. But the problem with that is people don't realize it's good. If we're going to have change, it's going to take a lot, and it's going to take a long time. Like, we're going to have to, it's not like you've had every 4 years kind of long time. Like, you have to put the work in year round for a long time, and your kids might see that change, but it's got to be an extreme push and long term. And I think some people, it just scares them to have to put that in, and they're
too busy thinking about themselves, man. Yeah. That individual mindset. What about me? What about me? Am I gonna? No, you're gonna die. You're more likely gonna die on the front lines, being a medic. You're probably gonna die of old age. I don't know, but you're not gonna see the outcome of the revolution. You know what I'm saying? Even in generation after that, all of this shit that have been going on. America is 270 some years old. You think we're just gonna redo this in a handful of years, enough for you to be able to see and prosper from it? Fuck no. We got a military industrial complex to go against. We got the prison industrial complex to go against. We got the police. We got Pfizer and Big Pharma. All of these animals and monsters are in our closet watching us when we lay down and are comfortable. They're waiting to attack. We cannot sit. We can't think that this is going to be like, it's easy. It's not.
I'm not saying anything controversial even, but like, when you get into arguments with people about, like, say, Cuba or something like that, and they bring up Castro and all the people that got sent to Florida, it's like, yeah, they were living under a fascist and they were quiet. And then when the farmers in Castro took power, well, what do you think? What are you supposed to do with the people that fucking were just quiet and doing really well, fascism or far right, nationalism, what you see in some of those countries? And what we see in this country. So if America, if something is to happen, a revolution, what does become, or what is the thought on the people that were silent? Is it that much different than when Hitler rose to power and people were afraid to speak up and had no choice? It felt like, oh, I got to have to go along with it. If you're silent during imperialism, white supremacy, all things that we see that prop this country up, at what point is there a certain responsibility to it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people think I'm mean now. People think that I'm mean now. Don't let me get in a power position like Fidel Castro. That's why I'm like, people like, oh, you should be like this. You should be like that. No, I shouldn't. Because I'm gonna. Some people gonna get hurt. And more like, thank you, Isaac, for the $20. I really appreciate that, y'all, because I am so low on cash. Like, my check don't come until 4 more days, and that's gonna go straight to the bill. So I'm fucked up, but I appreciate that. But I'm saying, like, it's gonna be people that you love. It's gonna be people that that you knew. You never know. That's why I don't need to be in that type of position, because a lot of people will get hurt. Probably because I'm just a petty ass nigga with power, and I know my limits. I know my limits. And this is why I always give it up to you guys. All I want to do is give you guys, the put in your head, like, there could be better. There will be better if we push for it. If we push for it, I don't have to be the face. I don't have to be the voice. I'm only out here right now because I need you out here. Because I need you to potentially take over. Like, You know, I want you guys to potentially take over a tour for the poor. You know what I'm saying? All of you guys, all of you. You know, I want you to eventually come over to the library and take over that. Be a librarian. Come and take over the garden. Come feed the people. Like, my job is just deliver the word, not deliver you liberation. That is your job. Your job is to deliver yourself. Nobody can give you liberation. No man can give you freedom. If a man can give you freedom, that's not freedom. That's just his rules. You're just living under his bosom. No man can give you freedom. And this is why that's why I'm here to let you know, like, look, you can take it. You can take it. Take it. It's all up to you.
I mean, it surprised me how easy it was when we went out and spent the weekend with you, and you just basically just raised some money and you went and bought a bunch of pizza and then you drove to a shelter and dropped it off. It's like, oh, that's it. And look, and like 15, 20 people ate, and you're like, wow, like that's a lot of people to help in one swoop. You know, I'm not saying everyone can buy 35 pizzas, but I mean, I thought that was cool. When we did the one space, I think we only did one. Somebody who was one of your supporters got the idea from you, and in Christmas time they raised like 15K, and they couldn't believe it. It's so much easier than you think. I had family members that, you know, I don't even really talk to that much offering to buy yearly memberships just to help. They didn't really want to help the website, just to get stuff to people in Kensington. I think you'd be surprised how many people want to give and don't really want to go through a charity. Like, they just want it to be done, you know?
Yeah, man. It's I told people, it's like, how do you do that, man? I'll be like, just ask them niggas. Just ask them. I'll be like, hey, I want to go do this. I'm not a rich guy. If you trust me, if you trust a stranger with your money, I thank you for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm be open. I would give you receipts and show you what I'm doing. You know, we go live and this and that. But just ask and you will receive, even if it's not what you would like. Even if it isn't big as you would think, as long as the people gave you something, start off from there. Like my first tour for the poor, it wasn't that many people that gave. It was a lot of people that gave, but 5, 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wasn't adding up. At the end of the day, I probably had like $300. You know, at the end of the week, probably had like $300. But at the same time, I took that money, you know what I'm saying? I got a loan, I did this, I did that, and I made it look bigger than what it was. It's propaganda. Make it look bigger than what it was. So now the next time the shit come around, I want to do something, people can trust you because you actually deliver. And even though I delivered more than what I was given, it's still like, damn, okay, well, he gonna do what he's gonna do with the money. He's gonna do what he's gonna do, et cetera. But
can I say something candidly? Because I'd only had one or two phone calls with you before I came up to shoot the movie. I'll admit, part of going out was like, we're gonna do the doc and just film whatever we film. So if we had seen you like doing some shifty stuff, we agreed on the way up. We're gonna film it. I mean, it's just is what it is. I'll be honest with you, like, I couldn't come back and be like, oh yeah, but we filmed it exactly how it happened, and I think that it was so transparent that it was like, I mean, it was cool to get to see it in person. I mean, we already believed it, but it's like, we're just gonna film him doing what he normally does, and I thought it was gratifying to see people actually be on the receiving end of it. You know, watch people get to eat, watch people get fed. I think, but I'll admit, driving up is like, I'm not saying you weren't doing that. I'm saying I go into a doc like, totally unbiased. I'm going to go in. I'm just going to shoot it as it happens. I have the 2 camera guys to shoot to kill, and we'll figure it out later. So like, there wasn't any, you know, we weren't there to promote you. No offense. It wasn't there as a promotional thing. It was, let's just go document him as is, and we'll see what it is. And so it was nice to find out that someone's actually what they say they are. I mean, I don't know if you've been following it. I don't want to say too much about it, but somebody that we were following that spoke at spoke at the Assange rally at the event, who does a lot of activism, is like a human trafficking activist on Twitter, and finding out recently that she was a fake was like, I just can't deal with too much more disappointment. So when I went out and saw you actually doing it, I was like, you know, thank God, you know, like, it's great people are, you know, it's nice to meet people who are what they say they are, because it's just nowadays, man, it's tough to tell, man.
People just driven with fear and fame. Like, they driven with fear, but they still want fame. So they'll say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But when, you know, when it actually comes down to actually doing it, they might be doing a little bit, but they're not doing everything that they are claiming that they are doing on the ground. They are not. Like, when I say I'm building an army, I am for sure building an army. I'm not just saying that for shits and giggles. There's not nothing to be taken lightly or to be playing around with. You know, you're gonna see, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get out here like a lot of people that was in the care party around that time, a lot of them still have felons and whatnot. They still have to carry their guns, so they didn't want to show themselves on camera. Okay, understand? I pushed that back. I'm like, you know what? If this part do good, we just do a whole part with just the care party and whatever else we got going on. So y'all niggas fall back. But yeah, it's not hard not to fucking lie. just don't fucking lie. Like just go out there and be yourself. The people is gonna the people are gonna understand where you coming from. Like it just don't fucking be a liar. Just deliver. Just do what you said you was gonna do and be you. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be me. Don't try to be this person. Don't try to be Dr. Cornel West or Nick, whatever the fuck. Just be you. I swear, this shit will work out. This shit will work out. You ain't got to be out on the ground yelling, protesting, and all that shit. Going punching cops. You ain't got to do none of that shit. You can be you. I guarantee any of you motherfuckers can build an army. If Ben Shapiro has a platform of 1 million plus people, all of you motherfuckers can get a goddamn platform.
I think that's pretty fair. I mean, he's like the most punchable face. Is most like. I feel bad because you've been around me enough to know my energy level is usually so much higher, but just I've been working on this movie the last 24 hours, no sleep, so I'm definitely a little burnt. So I apologize if I'm a little low energy, but I will say I was so I believed in this project so much coming out to you. I didn't tell you this at the time because I didn't want to like worry you. I mean, my wife allowed me to take our life savings and essentially we funded the movie. Or we paid for ours. I mean, she was like, I showed her what it was, explained to her what the project was. We had this money saved up, and I said, man. And the other guy helped out too. But I was like, I think it's a winner. I think it's a good project, and you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think it's a good move. And I mean, going out there, we had zero plan. We only had 3 days, and I'm really happy with. You know, I learned a while ago. I kind of do docs differently than most people. I don't really plan any of it. I just go out and shoot and just let it.
I believe once people see it and get a feel of it from, you know what I'm saying, from the ups and downs and all that, I believe it's going to do good, man.
I think so too.
This is just our first. It's your first original. It's my first documentary. Well, so I would say. And I'm not even famous, you know, nigga. I got 17K followers on fucking on Twitter. Like I'm not some big guy, you know. So I believe it's gonna do good. Even some of the people that don't know me, they might want to click on it. The name is catchy, you know. I believe it's gonna do good. I have faith in the proletarian. I have faith in the people that deliver the message. I
have faith in those things, and I have faith in the film. I think like it's one of those things. I know that it's good. You know what I'm saying? I know it's good. So we're in a situation where just once people see it, I think people will talk amongst themselves and word of mouth will get out that this is like, I mean, there isn't a whole lot of anti-imperialist or even left subject matters in films. And I think this film, because of what we were able to shoot on, looks as good as anything else. So,
Pierce, thank you for the $250 on Cash App. Thank you. If anybody can donate to me, please. Is it right there at the bottom? Tour for the Port.
Well, if you talking to me?
Yeah, no, I'm talking to the people right now. I really, really, really appreciate that, man, because I'm going through some hard times, and I hope my girlfriend don't watch this stream. I hope she's not watching this stream because I did not know how the fuck I was gonna pay these bills. I'm looking for an extra job. I just filled out another job application. Of course, they're probably gonna look at my background and not hire me, but. I've been looking, man. It's kind of hard. I'm a caretaker right now. I make $500 a month, aside from what I make selling drugs. But I've been trying my best to stay up. I've been trying my best, y'all. Thank y'all for everything. Thank y'all for getting me here. Thank y'all for introducing me to Nick to make RBN. Thank you for every fucking thing, because I don't care how big or small I get. I believe that this is the perfect base, because a lot of people wrong. You deserve 1 million followers. No, because I just go crazy. I go crazy with just you guys. You know, I believe that this base is perfect because it shows you guys you don't need much to do it. You don't need 1 million followers. You don't need $1 million. All you need is you and a couple of y'all comrades. All you need is you and a couple of y'all comrades to make this shit happen. And you can make waves, man. You can make waves. And now I started in Detroit, and now I have been literally all across America. I've been from east to west, you know what I'm saying, north to south. I've been all across this motherfucker just because of a couple of my comrades, you know, and we leave no air for opportunists. We leave no air for people who say, oh man, I wish I can do it. Like it is some people who probably wish they can do that who is not able. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But with all these other motherfuckers with 1 million followers, you know what I'm saying, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in the banks and whatnot, there is no excuse. There's no more excuses.
The thing too, Rome, is I think numbers are kind of deceptive because someone could have a huge following, but I remember there was that story on, I forget, it was in the news where like someone had like 50,000 followers on Twitter, but couldn't sell like, I think like 100 t-shirts or 50 t-shirts.
Yeah.
In the end, it really comes down to like, what do those numbers do? If you have even 1,000 strong that are willing to go out in the streets for you to do mutual, I mean, that's powerful to get anyone out of a chair, let alone click a buy button. I think you have a passionate base. That's something that attracts us right off the jump. Is the passion
thing, because people want action, man. People want you to actually do it. Like, man, how many of us have been lied to by politicians, by people that we love? You know, we have been scammed by people that we thought we can trust, you know, out of jobs and opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. It feels good to see somebody who want the same things as you. It feels good. Even I donate. I don't donate all the time. Of course, I'm fucking broke as hell. But even I donate to certain people that I see that's out here, you know, who's putting their first foot forward. I might not acknowledge you at first, but I see you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep on giving you shots out and then you thinking that you have to do it because I'm watching you. But I'm watching. I'm watching all of y'all. And I got a place for everybody in the revolution, even if it is against the wall.
I mean, like I said, that's probably a long list for you, but I mean, honestly, the only reason that people think it sounds crazy what you're saying is because we've been taught in school, because you know that this is the structure, these are the rules, this is the system. But there's nothing normal about corporations killing, you know, millions of people by depriving them of access to food and healthcare, monetizing their war. I mean, there's nothing normal about that. Only in a fucked up world where the lunatics are running the asylum would that.
Everybody like be quiet. Oh, don't say that, Kevin. Don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Be submissive. Be submissive. Your brothers are dying, starving, dying of thirst. Be submissive.
Yeah,
be quiet. Don't look. Don't talk and don't like enough.
Don't raise your voice right now with you know all the fucking horrible. Like it's an amazing thing that more people. You know, January 6th. All I thought when I woke up and found out is like, oh wow, finally, like that. I'm not surprised that happened. Oh, it was these guys. Oh, bummer. It was about this. But man, imagine if it had been about what was really going on. I mean,
oh my God, man. If that was us, man, I have real demands. I'm like, bro, and you know what? It's not even about that, because you see that shit right there, that isn't a coup. That isn't a coup. A coup is when politicians are falling, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Shit, you know, like,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I just thought about this. We don't have to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish January 6th was us, et cetera, this and that, but I'm going to say this. We don't even have to get our hands dirty, y'all. Snails kill 200,000 people a year. Assassin bugs, we have hornets, we have birds, we have nature. And one thing that nature hates is capitalism. I think we should train nature to really attack back against capitalists and capitalism. If you don't want to get I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, I'm just saying.
A hippo, dude. Isn't a hippo like the most deadly mammal? Give me a couple of those motherfuckers. They look so chill, but they're like, dude, they're like the most dangerous ones. Give me a couple of those. I think that's what Pablo had.
I mean, if you're in a pool boy and one of those deadly snails end up in a pool, I'm just saying. 200,000. Is it a coincidence or is it?
This is probably the best note for me to say that I do, unfortunately. Thank you for having me on. Sorry if I seemed a little burnt. Just trying to finish this movie. It's been like 30 hours nonstop to get it ready for Friday. But thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you, RBN, for being RBN and all the great stuff you guys are doing. You're definitely the most in line, I think, with what a lot of the working class are saying, and you're doing the hard work, and that's the hard part. I also, yo, help us sell this movie out. You know, they told us if we called the movie Death to America, we couldn't sell it out. They said if we made a film this strongly about communism and anti-imperialism, we couldn't sell it out. And I think we should prove them wrong. They can sell out theaters with this Avatar garbage. I think that, you know, this movie's a hell of a lot better than Avatar. I promise you it's better than Avatar. And, you know, anyway.
Fuck the human race. I'm about to go fuck this blue chick. Yeah.
Thanks, Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. But the documentary is beautiful, y'all, man. Like, I know the sound was a little off. I don't know how he's playing, but when I hear it from the headphones, everything is beautiful, man. Everything is beautiful. I made sure I went as hard as I could. I made sure I said everything I wanted to say. I did not hold back. I went out there on the streets. It was everything. Everything that y'all think that I do, I did that weekend, because I basically just showed them a weekend of my life. When I'm not working, when I'm not taking care of my girlfriend or whatnot, I'm out there taking care of the people. I'm building benches. I'm feeding the homeless. I'm doing coats, jackets, tent giveaways. That's just my life. But nothing is free, even in a communist society. Nothing is free. What do I mean by that? Everything comes with the speech. Everything comes with the talking. Everything comes with the teaching. So it's not just, thank you for this coat, have a nice day. No. Stick around, eat something. Let's listen to some music. Unwind, so we can have a conversation. How did you get here? I know how you got here. I've been here, but I want to hear you out. Now, let's talk about pulling you out of this situation. Now, let's talk about keeping you out of this situation, and who to look out for, who to work for, etc., etc. Somebody said they donated. Thank you. It must didn't come in yet, but thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I've been out. As y'all see, I'm not on Twitter. I'm taking a social media break for a couple more days. Tomorrow, I got to go to rehab. So I won't be on stream tomorrow. I will be in rehab, and I got rehab Thursday. So you're gonna catch me Wednesday, and I won't be here Thursday. So I'm getting that together. I've been really trying, y'all. I've been really trying to get my life together, to get my act together. And I want to say this, you know, I love you guys. Even the ones that want to see RBN broken up. I know it's a lot of you out there. I don't know if you guys notice or not, but my burner accounts are in y'all DM groups. I see what you guys are saying about RBN. And even if, like, I'm not even just my burner accounts. I have people that tells me things. They see things. I know what's going on. I know you guys are trying to get close to RBN to break us up. I know that. And when RBN went through that little argument or whatnot, you think that's something, you should hear what we say off the phone. I know when that shit happened, they was like, oh, yes, finally. We got something. Y'all have nothing. That shit just made us stronger. It just made us stronger, because that's what a family does. We fight. But we're gonna seek out and come to a common ground. But it really breaks my heart at the same time to see that you have so much hate in your heart that you would rather, have us break up after all the people that we have taught, out of all the people that we have helped, out of all these things that we have done. You cannot look over yourself. You can't get over yourself to want to see a group like this broken up. I just can't believe it. And it's some black people too. It's not just white people I'm talking to. It's some black people. It's some brown people mixed up in there. Yeah. It's a shame. But we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're going to go stronger. We're going to go harder. I advise you to do this. Roll or get rolled over. Because you're down there in front of the steamer. You're damn near in front of the steamer. So if you're not going to roll it, You're going to get rolled over. You think you're about to jump out. You're not going to be able to jump out in time. You're not going to be able to jump out the way in time. We will run you over. You see what happened to the 10 blacks. You see what happened to all of them. Don't fuck with me. I am not that type of guy that just would sit back and let y'all try to destroy what I have built. You guys will see me in real life. I would be in your towns. I would be in your cities. I would see you. Because this is my life. This is my life. And we have to help build a revolution off of this goddamn platform, whether you like it or not. And if you are too selfish to and too hateful to let us have this fucking platform, then I don't think you deserve one either. And if you guys take away my platform, I would take everything that you have away from you also. This is my life. Do with that what you will. But I see everything. Keep playing with us. Keep playing with RBN, and you're going to have to see me. So bring that down. Bring that down. You heard me? I see you. Oh, yeah. It's okay. Because I love it. I never thought I'd see the people who used to love us plot against us, but you see, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Some people get close to you. They try to whitewash your movement. They try to get you to stop talking about this. They try to get you to talk about that. RBN is going to do what RBN do. But I'm telling you, try me. I'm not playing with y'all. Like the hell? I'll be all across America. 1, 2, Roman's coming for you. Once again, thank you for joining. Thank you for everybody who watched the sneak peek. If you didn't watch the sneak peek, rewind this just a little bit. I'm pretty sure it probably ain't nothing that a lot of you haven't already seen from Twitter and whatnot. But in a couple of days, on the 3rd, it will be dropping. We will have a screening. We will have questions and answers. I will be there live. We're gonna be there. If you got your ticket, thank you. We only need to sell 8 more tickets to be sold out. So like how Kevin said, let's prove them wrong. They said that I wouldn't be able. They said I wasn't gonna be able to sell a ticket at all. Motherfucker said I was gonna flop. They said I was gonna flop, and now I'm doing better than expected. But let's sell this motherfucker out. Let's do our damn thing, y'all. I'm so geeked. I'm so geeked because this is just the first part of the film. This is just the first part. We are going to get a sequel if this do good, and I believe the people always have my back so far. I believe we're going to get a sequel, just like we got a sequel to Tour for the Poor. RBN is still here, you know. Commies Cuts, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all always have my back, and I appreciate y'all. Pete, you can donate to Cash App Tour for the Poor. That's or on Venmo is Tour for the Poor also. But those two, those are the only ones I have right now. Power to the people, y'all. Don't let them take that fight out of you. Don't let them, you know what I'm saying, shut you up, shut you down. Build your movement and build that motherfucker strong. Don't let nobody come around you who don't have that same mindset, who's trying to slow you down, who's trying to quiet you down. And see, you know, even with the shit that me and RBN had went through, that wasn't even a problem. The problem is I was fucked up and still suffering from a concussion. So I don't even remember that day. That was the problem. So, and it's a lot of other problems. But my team never got around me and said, Rome, you shouldn't do that. Rome, you shouldn't say that. Rome, you should. They don't even do that while we are on stream. You know what I'm saying? They never shut me up. They never shut me down. Now, there is a time and a place for everybody. And there is a reason why I don't go out for RBN looking for interviews. They don't send me out to get Chris Hages and Elite Camps and et cetera, right? There's a time and a place for everybody. And as a team, I understand that. It's not always about me. We are a team. But I'm babbling. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh man, I was good, man. I'm good. It was just the police. They had knocked my ass out. I think the police was looking. The police been looking for me. So that shit was coming. Let's not act like I didn't just punch that fucking cop. I just elbowed the shit out that one cop, and I punched him in his shit. So I know they've been looking for us. You know what I'm saying? They've been looking for me. They see I'm the only nigga in the hood with a Honda Civic with a hammer and sickle on his license plate. They knew who the fuck I was. They knew who the fuck I was. So, you know, I'm not worried about that, man. My life isn't about, you know what I'm saying? This isn't about my life. Even if the police kills me, that shit is just gonna make my life bigger. It's gonna make my words bigger. I'm not worried about dying by the hands of the police, not worried about dying by the hands of the man. I'm more worried about dying by one of y'all hands. I'm more about being traded by somebody I thought I loved, being tricked and scammed out of from somebody that I thought I loved. But with those deaths, that's inevitable. That shit is gonna come. I don't care, but it will hurt me if y'all hurt me. This life isn't about me. This life isn't about me. And even if I did die from police brutality, y'all motherfuckers better rise up. I mean, for real. And don't let them people lie to you. Don't let them people lie on me. Don't let them people lie on us. Let them niggas know, no, he was a socialist. He was a communist. He didn't give a fuck about this. He stood up. He's still strong, blah, blah, blah. That's why they got him. You know what I'm saying? Revolutionary suicide. It's the best way to go. We just explained this earlier, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I believe I'm going to live till like 50, though. At least 50. At least 50 years old. Thank you for all the donations. I don't see any more that came in so far, but I want to thank everybody who sent some so far. Thank you, man, because I needed that so bad. My heart was pounding. But I'm feeling so much better. Please watch the movie. Get y'all a ticket. We're gonna have another screening pretty soon. And if this shit do good, we're gonna be right back at it. And this time I really got stuff to show. Like you really gonna see my growth. Like now, back then I didn't have the library. I just got the community garden. You know, I didn't have the care party. You know, it was really just word of mouth. But now we have real bodies on the ground. Now we have people actually feeding people day to day. Like I don't even have to get up to build my benches anymore. My people just do it for me now. So it's gonna you need goons with you. What you think? What you think the care party is, man? We ain't playing that bullshit. The care party is I wouldn't say we're a bunch of goons, but we have a front line. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, you know, it's about protecting people, man, because everybody has a place in the revolution, yes. So everybody in the care party has a job, but everybody in the care party cannot protect everybody. We're going to need a front line. We're going to need people that's going to be willing to go out and protect you. If you want to go out and do speeches, we're going to need people with guns who's going to stop the police from attacking your crowd. We're going to need people who's going to go out there and give their life for you to have one. That's as simple as I can put it. To protect you, you guys have a political mindset. You don't think that the government is going to come after you? You activists, you getting people out here in droves by the thousands. You don't think that you're being fucking watched? Not only from your cameras, but they got people in front of your house stalking your job, putting bugs on whatever the fuck you wear to your food. If you are about it, best believe they about it. They show you that shit every day. So let's be about it. Let's show them eye for eye and what that shit really means. Because when we die, they like, oh, it's just another poor motherfucker. But let a motherfucker like that die. Let a motherfucker like them Let 5 of them die. Let 5 of us die right now. Nobody cares. Okay, yeah, that shit really makes the news. Let 5 of them die. 5 of them get killed, I should say. Whole different story, right? It starts to hold weight. It starts to feel like a real movement is going, right? All right, y'all. Free Palestine. Damn right, free Palestine. Free the world. Death to America. Love y'all. Thank you, brother JB.